Hey, how's it going, you guys? So, today's video is interesting and saucy because obviously we'll be talking about the update. And last update brought the gun I'm using today, which is the 4AC. And the gun I actually have, I honestly don't think I ever actually got the 4AC because I just bought the 4AC whatever version I have. This gun looks badass, honestly. And as much as I critique the game, I also have spent a dick ton of money. Not a dick ton, but I've spent money on the game. And this was a cool gun. But we're getting 2 new guns to the update, which is pretty cool. And, you know, I mean, as much as I critique it, and that doesn't mean I'm not going to stop critiquing it, because there's no PvP update as I've seen. And I'm sure as you've all seen, which blows. But hopefully, you know, maybe stuff happens that isn't just said. Maybe we get some maps. But actually, what we still do get in PvP, even when they don't think about us, is new guns. Because new guns actually does change PvP metas. Not necessarily in a good way. But new guns, in retrospect, thinking back, saying that out loud, like when there's a new gun like the G2 and the 4AC, either they are the new meta because they're so good, which is the case with this the last update that we got previously, when the G2 and the 4AC were the new guns. That was the new meta, to be honest. And to this day, it still remains the meta, in my opinion. At least for me, when I play, I noticed that it's just the best gun. And it really is the PvP meta. Whatever, if you disagree or agree, I'm sorry, but yeah, it is the meta in this game. It has a better fire rate than the MP7, which is nutty, and it's an AR, and it has 40 damage per bullet. Now in this game, I think max 100. I'm not sure. Let's say it's 150, right? That's let's go. Oh God, math is not my strongest thing. Even though if you ask my mom, she'd say I'm like a mathematician. But that's like 4 to 5 shots, right? 4 times 5 is 200. No, 5. 20, so that'd be 200 damage, right? If you do 40 bullets. If I'm wrong, oh my God. But yeah, so I mean, you only have to land barely any shots and you're gonna get the kill. And just headshots, don't even freaking talk about it. But yeah, we're getting 2 new guns, as you guys can see in the screenshot shown. And what I would assume is that these guns are going to become the new meta, because I'm talking about the G2 and the 4AC because they're so powerful and haven't been changed or updated really to be like really nerfed at all. And it might happen in this new update. But usually when new guns are implemented, they're OP guns, like they're insanely good, just like the 4AC and the G2. You know, they're 2 ARs. One of the G2, in my opinion, is like a SMG. Even the 4AC has a good fire rate. But the 2 guns that I see in this picture, in this trailer that we saw, was what looks to be what I want to say is an AR. I could be wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. I think what we're looking at is an AR. Looks a bullpup of some kind. I could be wrong. I'm not a gun guy. And then what also looks to be a shorty. I don't know. It almost looks like a scout weapon, but it's smaller than the AR that I'm thinking of, or that I'm looking at on the right. So it's like, I'm not sure what it is. It looks like a shorty, but I only say that because of the mag size, so maybe it's not. Maybe it's just another 4AC, 416, 516 variant. Like, not variant, but like a similar kind of gun. Because to me, the 4AC is like a 516, 416 type of gun. It's like a hybrid with, you know, in my opinion. But this gun also with you know, with what would you call it? The barrel? It looks like some kind of carbine gun. But maybe I'm wrong too. I would love to hear you guys' opinions if you guys are gun nuts. But yeah, these guns look sick. They look like ARs. Maybe it's a scout weapon, but like that was my first impression. But looking at the guns, the scout weapon, I'm putting up quotes with my fingers right now, is smaller than what I think is a bullpup AR. So I definitely don't think that it's a scout weapon. I think we're getting 2 ARs on top of new skins. Super awesome. Can't explain how awesome I think that is, having 2 ARs, because I was hoping like the OTS was not a good gun for PvP, right? Usually the what would you call it? The DMRs and the sniper rifles, usually they're not too good. Which sucks, honestly, because I want to have like a TAC 50 type of weapon in this game, and you know, I get some nasty kills with TAC 50 just like in this game, and you know, I wanted like the OTS to be like that, and obviously it is when you have, you know, sharpshooter one shot shots with the special ability, but you know, it's just not a. It's overall not a beneficial gun. Now, I've gotten work done with the DMRs like the G2 and, you know, other DMRs like the 416 Scout. But they're just a hard task, you know, especially in PvP when people are using the meta guns like the G2 and the 4AC. You just, you know, you got to compete some way. So, hopefully these guns are actually ARs and, you know, hopefully they're good. I personally don't think that the 4AC and the G2 necessarily need to be nerfed. If you're gonna nerf them, maybe take a tick or 2 or 3 damage off of the damage per bullet. But I think what they would do if they're gonna nerf it is they're gonna nerf it a lot, just like they did to the I think, I might be wrong, it's been a while, but I think they nerfed the M4A1 to like a 31, and it was at like a 38, 36, maybe 40. I could be wrong, but like they nerfed it a lot. So I don't want that to happen again with the 4AC and the G2 to where they become useless, in my opinion. If you don't, great, because at the end of the day I can see it both ways, and I can see if they nerf the G2 and the 4AC, then the whole playing field for weapons can come back. But then again, I would think, okay, then the meta's just going to be the MP7 M4A1 again. It's not that all the guns are, you know, maybe that's not true because they were nerfed. So if, you know, it does, you know what, I'm changing my mind as I'm talking right now. They should nerf the G2 and the 4AC a little bit, right? They should nerf it a little bit so that they're more balanced with the M4A1. And you know, like guns like that. Those an M4. When I bring up an M4A1, it's because I'm thinking that was a top tier gun, you know, before it's nerfed. And even now, it still is with its damage. And I think it's a pretty fair gun. So if you're gonna nerf it, you know, down to like 33, you know, around there, like a mid-range 30 damage for the G2 and the 4AC, which still makes it a top tier, very well gun. It just brings the playing field together, and maybe we'll talk more about that in another video. But if they can bring these weapons out to a reasonable damage per bullet and make it useful but not super overpowered, that would be great. At the end of the day, I want these guns to be beefy. I like how the G2 is an insanely good gun for some reason. I like that it's the new gun from the previous update. It's not really new, but it was like, it's one of the newer guns that were added to the game, and I like that it's like a pretty damn good gun. But I will say, you know what, like, it can't be too crazy good, these next two guns. They can't be like 45 damage and be insanely OP. You know, if it's 45 damage, then like the fire rate should be pretty slow. Like I'm down for a beefy hitting gun if it has like a slow, like a chug, like a freaking slower fire rate. But we'll see what comes out with these new guns. Let me know what you think these guns' names are going to be in the comments below. That would be a cool thing to think about. And what you think the guns are going to be overall. I think they're both ARs. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty confident that they're both ARs. But we'll see what these guns change to PvP and to the story mode loadouts that we all have, and this should be interesting. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit the sub button. Other than that, y'all have a good one.